What makes the sport of mountain biking special is the community, especially being on a team. You have so many people who are there to support you, and it just makes the sport really enjoyable because you're not just doing it alone, you're doing it with friends. And I've made a lot of new connections through the sport that extend, even just when I'm at school or out and about.
The track's a mix of, people like me who want to push themselves to their absolute limit and then further. And then also people who just want to go out for a Sunday ride. The respect that we have for each other and the shared love and joy bring people together. And, it's like, hey, if you bike, you know how to pedal, you know this trail. It's just a commonality. And people love to have things in common.
You can go somewhere new every ride. You can go to the most beautiful places and see the most beautiful things. And then you meet amazing people. Almost everyone I've met, even on like rival teams, has been super friendly. And you just make so many friends. And I think that's just made me feel better when it comes to like biking and exercising in general.
It's pretty easy to get into because you don't have to start with like super hard stuff. You can go up and down fire roads. There's some really good trails. Y Phoenix Lake, Green Mountain has some nice trails. You can go basically anywhere and then also step it up a little, go on some single track, a lot of steep to downhill, and it's really easy to do anything you want.
My dad reached out to the owner of the Redwood mountain biking team, and she was able to get me on the high school team as a middle schooler. And then from there, I just came to all the practices. I improved really quickly because I think it's a great way to improve if you ride with people who are better than you. From there, I got a coach and I started, really, really training and really having that mindset of becoming an elite athlete. Riding my bike allows me to, take on a lot of things that I wouldn't have otherwise been able to take on. Even just like a chill ride, it just makes me appreciate the outside and nature. And I think there's something to be said about breathing fresh air while you pedaling your bike.
The nature of Marin County was really beautiful because there's a lot of variety, and especially, when riding, it's very accessible to see. So, even just today when I was out riding, you see deer, you see turkeys, there's all sorts of birds, and a lot of different types of plants. And it's just always super cool to get to go out and experience that.
It may be a little bit nerve-wracking at first, but Marin County is the best place to start because there's a lot of different trails, there's a lot of fun fire roads. You can make it a fun thing to do with your friends.
During a ride, it's very fast, flowy. I definitely get quite tired, but it's really beautiful being out in nature. And afterwards, it's always nice. You have this amazing sense of accomplishment, especially after some of the harder rides. If you're alone and, climbing up a hill, I guess you kind of feel like the nature around you and like the birds and the rustling of the leaves in the wind. And it's very peaceful.
It's a lot clearer of the headspace. You're not focusing on all the things like, school or work or, other distractions. You're just focusing on you and your ride and your bike.
It teaches you responsibility and also teaches you how to develop yourself, which is a pretty cool thing.